Hello everybody and welcome back in the Hobbits Hole in the Ground YouTube channel. I'm the Fat Hobbit, and today I'm doing an exceptional video. I don't usually do videos in English because mainly I do them for the Italian community, since I'm a player in the Italian community, so I provide content mostly for them. I did once a video together with Vanali for her fan-made expansion, The Wastes of the Witch King. I suggest you to find that video on my channel if you're interested for that kind of content. But today we are here for something completely different, and today I'm looking and providing my point of view on one of the first of the semi-final games for the World WOME Championship between Savedbyhim, Raginhari or raginhari, not sure how the pronunciation goes there. You would have to excuse my Italian accent for the length of this battle report if you're going to follow it. The reason why I'm doing this in English is because this log was suggested to me by Savedbyhim himself, and he said that this is quite an interesting game of loam plus worm, so using both expansions, since in the World WOME Championship there is the possibility to choose between either playing worm or playing with both expansions. And I think in the majority of cases people prefer in the international community to play with both expansions. So here we go. I know nothing about this game. Let's see what happens. So, yes, you will have to excuse me because I usually use the client in the Italian version. So the name of the cards are in Italian, but I can translate them quickly in English. So, for example, for the 3 people player, which is Savedbyhim, we have Wisdom of Elrond, Elven Cloaks, and Father of the Trees as a faction card. Interesting. Whereas for Raginhari, I'm gonna mispronounce his name for the rest of this battle report. I'm sorry for this. Next time I'm gonna be more prepared about it. We have Stormcrow as a strategy card, Isildur's Bane as a character card, and Death to the Foregoil as a faction card. Also, Savedbyhim took the quite interesting choice, according to me, of separating the alternative version of Gimli using the rules of the Council of Rivendell. I find this quite interesting because, of course, it's a strong choice and it makes sense, but at the same time, I feel like in WOME there are more possibilities of defending the dual line thanks to the support of the Eagles. So I tend, when I play loam plus worm, to not separate any companions, just to have more extra corruption, so in order to soak more corruption in some sense. But I mean, still makes total sense. Like, I feel like in WOME there are extra ways to protect the dual line. So if I see something like this, for example, as the shadow player, like this like I feel less incentivized to go, disincentivized, that's the word I was looking for, to go for the dual line, because combination of Gimli plus Eagle is quite a strong thing. And we get therefore a token for the shadow player. 1 eye allocated, no more rolled, we have no masters, which is kind of unfortunate for the shadow player, and we have these I mean, maybe kind of not so great role either for the 3 people player. I guess that one movement more wouldn't hurt, but okay, we will see what they do with this. So let's go. Savedbyhim starts by passing, which makes sense, even if the shadow player happens to have or to play Worn with Sauron and Toil, you can still play Elven Cloaks at any moment, so like you're not worried about that card in any shape or form. We start by drawing shadow strategy cards, which to me makes sense. I feel like even in WOME, the main strategy stays. Even though looking at statistics, apparently looks like that best strategy for shadow in playing lone plus WOME is to go for character cards, which is still reasonable, but I think that you can go for them very good if you draw into, if you happen to play the lone version of the Witch King, which is the Chief of the Ring Wraiths. In that case, you can still cycle a lot of cards, and why not just trying to see what happens on the strategy front. So I totally agree with this choice. And we have Pits of Mordor. Okay, not bad. And now we start by also the 3 people player starts by doing strategy cards, and we have Help and Longford. Not the best card. I don't like it too much, even though in WOME can have much more uses according to me. And then we use 1 token. We bring Sauron to War. Like, not entirely sure about this choice, because if you do this and the Fellowship happen to move and to lose a Gandalf with a 3, you're still given the opportunity for the 3 people player to put in Galadriel or Elrond in turn 1, whereas if you use that action token as the last action of your turn, you're not giving such a chance to the 3 people player. So maybe I would have just waited doing that. But okay, I agree for the Sauron part. Like, it makes more sense to bring Sauron to war instead of Isengard. Savedbyhim passes. We have classic movements from Barad-dûr into Gorgoroth, and then we go with Wisdom of Elrond. Would have made more sense maybe to draw an additional card, strategy card, and maybe still play Wisdom of Elrond, or is the 3 people player wants to keep the last event result to either play Elven Cloaks, or is afraid of the possibility that he's gonna move, he's gonna get revealed, and in that case he's gonna hide with an event result. I don't know. I think I would have taken my chances and drawn another strategy card. But okay, Savedbyhim is Savedbyhim, one of the greatest players of all time related to War of the Rings and its expansion, so who am I to say? But okay, we have Wisdom of Elrond, and yes, Gondor advances on the political track. Other movements go into Minas Morgul and Moradin for the Shadow player, and the bigger forces are concentrated in Minas Morgul. So is the Shadow player still convinced for going for the Dew line? It's gonna be a tough one. Let's see. We have Elven Cloaks played, so now the 3 people player wanted to play both of them. Not sure about this choice, but okay. And then we have Pits of Mordor played, and we have 2 extra regulars in Minas Morgul, 2 extra regulars in Dol Guldur, and 2 extra regulars in Moria. Which makes sense. Again, yeah, I think it makes sense, because especially if you want to move these armies in these strongholds, it makes sense to reinforce into them before doing anything else. Right, so now we're gonna see a movement, makes sense. 3, not hit, Fellowship save. And we see these movements from Moradin into Dagorlad and from Dol Guldur into the Vale. Sorry, the name is in Italian. North Anduin Vale, yes. Oh, interesting. Interesting choice by the 3 people player that decides to move a regular into the Vale of in Dimrildale, and then 1 regular from Osgiliath in the north of the Ithilien. I find this quite interesting, and I think it makes sense, because in WOME there are less reasons. I'm not saying that they disappear completely, but I think there are less reasons for moving armies from Edoras into Western Net and then into Helm's Deep compared to base game, because with the strength of the Ents with their march, it's still relatively absolutely possible to take back again Helm's Deep, later on in the game if the shadow player does not attack it in a proper way, and specifically if the 3 people player can amass a strong ants army. It's not called ants army, it's like the ant wood, a strong ant wood, let's call it this way, but still like. So like the shadow player must be extremely careful about it, especially because Savedbyhim as the father of trees, you know. So, but okay. Instead, we see these movements into Dimrildale, which can advance further on. The first of all, you delay militarily the shadow player instead of using one movement to amass their forces into the potential Dimrildale. It takes one more action, and then, which is more important in the LOM version of this game, is since it's easier to bring towards war the elves, and so it's easier to recruit into Lorien thanks to Lady Galadriel. So I think it makes total sense. Now, regarding the movement from Osgiliath to North Ithilien, I guess it can still make sense, like you're saying, like you're still delaying the possibility, like you're trying to put some obstacle to the shadow player, saying like, okay, you want to Gondor now? Well, it's gonna be tough because either you're gonna pass from North Ithilien, sending Gondor to war, and therefore granting me the possibility to master possibly twice into Minas Tirith, or you're gonna take the longer route. So I think these movements make total sense. And as the last action, we have movements from Farahward into Near Arad and Dagorlad into No Man's Land. Okay, so it looks like the shadow player is determined to go for the Dew line, which again is not crazy, but like the combination of Gimli plus the Eagles is quite frightening. Anyway, going into the second turn. 3 people players draws into Wraiths of Fear as a faction card, and then we have Bilbo's Song, interesting, and Greenbeard the Horde with Scouts. Whereas the shadow player just drew into Evil Things, nice, the Nazgul Strike, and the Horde from the East, which, okay, can be quite relevant for a duo on a duo attack. So, the Fellowship is okay, one eye in the Hunt Pool, no more eyes rolled. Now potentially we're gonna see maybe even Gothmog plus potentially the alternative version of the Witch King. We're gonna see, especially with all these Palanthers. Are they good? Yeah, I think there are some good character cards in case the Fellowship is revealed, so that you can cycle them. We're gonna see. Savedbyhim starts by passing. Makes sense. Again, if you have a strong card like one with Sorrentor, it doesn't matter. I have Palantir. I have an event result. So, but we start by drawing strategy card, which still makes sense, and we have a. This is the tough one. I don't remember. Masterings of Long Planned War. That's it. Yes, I never remember the English version of this card. And then, yes, why not? Using Gim's ability, the dwarves start marching towards war. Slowly but surely. We have an attack into Dimrildale. No cards. Are you going to use your scout here? Maybe. Yes, scout is gone. Now we are going to have that closer to war. Now we move the Fellowship. Right, we move the Fellowship. I think you can wait, no? Can't you wait? Because there is like the risk of being revealed and then getting 2 cards on top of the Fellowship is like quite hard. I think I would wait. What could you do in the meantime? I guess, okay, because I see the point, because at the same time, if the Fellowship moves and it's revealed, then you can use the Master Die to bring in either Galadriel and Elrond, so yes, kind of makes, yeah, it makes sense. I think it makes sense in that sense. But why not playing first the Palantry? Maybe because you're afraid you're gonna use it potentially to hide with the Strider. Makes sense. I mean, they are not I don't see cards that you particularly want to play as a free people right now. So yeah, maybe that's the reason. Okay, I can understand it. But it's not hit again. Fellowship is safe. And now we see movements from Moria into the Dimildale, and then from No Man's Land into southern Rovanium. Yes, the dwarves are more advanced into war, so yeah, it's gonna be tough on the Jew line for sure. Then the shadow player draws into the Day Without Dawn, interesting one. And we see another movement for the Fellowship. It's a 5, it's a need. Let's see what happens. They had some connection problems over there. It's one reveal. One reveal. Okay, this is the third step of the Fellowship. You are definitely not going into Moria. I mean, if you do, like, it's kind of a crazy choice. Because automatically you can expect as the next... I mean, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. With the Balrog and the Witch King, and the cards in the hand of the shadow player, which, okay, they're not maybe that impressive, but Nazgul Strike, good one. Isildur's Bane, good one. And once you get out of Moria, if the spiders are gonna get in, Evil Things is gonna hit pretty hard. So, don't know. I would go for the high pass, and I wouldn't take, for sure, I would avoid taking Gandalf. But there we go with Gandalf. Ooh, this is interesting choice. Not sure. I mean, okay, because I think this is the reason. If you take Gandalf, you're prioritizing speed over safety in some sense. Because with that last hybrid die, you can potentially hide the Fellowship and not getting completely devastated by the cycling ability of the Witch King. But still losing Gandalf to a 1, it's painful. We're going to see if it pays off, but I wouldn't expect at this point that he goes from Moria. I would expect him to go to the Goblin's Gate. And there we go. And we have Strider as the guide. Now the Witch King enters in play. We put in, right, yes, that's my, yeah, we put in Galadriel, makes sense. And now with the last action, we play, interesting, what? We play Stormcrow. But can you? You cannot. The Fellowship is not inside any Free People's Nations. Right, because he was thinking that Galadriel was counting as a companion, so to bring back the elves, but no, it doesn't work like that. Like Galadriel and Elrond, they count as companions only for combat card purposes, but not for event cards. So they don't work neither, for example, with the Eagles are coming. So no, it doesn't work like that. But it can work with Gimli. Yes, it can work with Gimli. That's an interesting one. I've never seen this kind of interaction. That's very cool. So you bring back the dwarves, and then you get rid of one army unit, and Savedbyhim chooses to get rid of the one regular in Red Druid. That's an interesting one. I like this move. Very nice. Never seen it before. Now going into the third round. We get for the shadow player, not on anybody's side, and strongly guarded, 2 WOME cards. And also his will is, I don't remember the English name, his will is evil. It's like that faction card that allows you to redraw another faction card from your pile of discards. And the Free People player gets the March of the Hands, okay, the LOM card that allows to put in 2 extra Smeagol tiles, which comes very handy at this point, and the power of Tom Bombadil. Now, what we're going to discard as shadow player at this point? For sure, I wouldn't discard the character cards, neither Horde from the East, which is quite important. The Day Without Dawn can also be quite important as well. I think I would get rid of Not on Anybody's Side, because frankly it's not that interesting card, I would say, in general. So yeah, I probably would get rid of it. Let's see. No, but A Day Without Dawn is discarded. Okay. Maybe I'm underestimating the power of Not on Anybody's Side. Let's see what happens. Who knows? So 1 eye in the hunt pool, 2 extra high rolled, and then we have this very nice roll for the 3 people player. How can you complain? Maybe too many Palantis, but having Gimli outside, you can use them in that way. So he flips the Fellowship with a Will of the West results, meaning that probably doesn't want to move more than once this turn, which can make sense, absolutely. And now we have Isildur's Bane, why not? Sméagol gets in and makes sense, because at some point Sméagol would have gathered in either way. I think it was very likely, so it makes sense to draw it at least with an extra tile drawn with Isildur's Bane, makes sense. And we draw into Grima. Wormtongue, sorry. Elves are brought towards war in case the guy decides to attack into Lorien. Yes, this is another reason where probably you only move once, if move at all, because at least in this way you can defend Lorien. Makes sense. And the spiders get in. That's an interesting one. I wonder what I would have done at Shadow players' position, because in my opinion factions are very, very, very good, but I like them to bring them in the middle or late game. I think they're still very good, but later on in the game, not immediately. I think I would have prioritized at this very moment probably Gothmog or the Balrog. Maybe not the Balrog. I mean, the Balrog can be kind of tricky, especially with the dwarves, but most likely Gothmog. But anyway, we got the spiders. And now the power of Tom Bombadil is played. Yes, sure. And they, yeah, I mean, I was thinking power of Tom Bombadil. I think it makes sense, because in this way, if the Shadow player wants to attack the dwarves through Dale, I mean, they're gonna send the North to war, which is always an annoying thing, especially in long +1, because the length of the games extends considerably and anything can happen and the armies can retake previous points. So yeah, yeah, I agree with this kind of choice. Wonder if would it made more sense to just master dwarves towards war? Maybe. But then you don't get to move this run. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So the Fellowship moves. It's hit 1 time. It's a 1. You take the corruption. Makes sense. I might change that. Okay. No, okay. No, that's okay. Yeah. I was going to say okay, they had other connection problems, but here we're back. Lorien is attacked, and now yes, proper time to attack Lorien. But is it the time now to maybe draw into a strategy card? I guess you want to defend Lorien as much as you can. For sure, this attack, even though there are many units, this attack is not that impressive because there is only 1 leadership and there is possibility to press only once. Probably at this point, if I wanted to be sure, okay, either I draw a strategy card or I advance the dwarves towards war. And I think, what's the correct one in this case? Because I don't know. Maybe drawing. Maybe you pray that the Shadow player doesn't have a deadly staff, which he has, but I don't know. Maybe I would advance the dwarves towards war. Let's see. But no, a ring is given. Okay, interesting. And yes, some more mastering done into Lorien. I mean, it makes sense, absolutely. But yeah, maybe it's better to be safe and recruit into Lorien instead of giving away a ring so early. Right. I don't know. I mean, it was not that such an impressive force. Probably would have taken my chances and tried to draw into a strategic card. Like, there are so many cards who can help him in that situation. If I wanted to do that, like advantageous position, daylight, that one with Faramis Rangers that allows you to soak up one hit, if 2 or more are done. I don't know. If I was going in the direction of defending Lorien, probably would have drawn into a strategy card. But I think overall I would have moved the dwarves towards war, probably. Okay, Lorien is attacked. No, he thinks about it and then he decides to put in the Balrog. And now we see the dwarves advancing on the political track. Yes. Okay, let's go to the 4th round of this game. And we see for the 3 people's player, interesting. The Paths of the Dead as a faction card, very good one. Axe and Bow, again, very good. And Eomer, Son of Elmund. Whereas for the Shadow player, we had The Gates Are Closed. A New Power is Rising, comes in handy for the Siege of Lorien, not bad. And as a faction card, we have Her Own Offspring. Cool. Ah, yes, but we have to discuss some cards. So, One Tongue discarded, for sure. What do we discard next? Again, I wouldn't discard The Gates Are Closed or the Natural Strike. Neither Horde from the East, neither New Power is Rising. I guess I would discard not on anybody's side. I don't know why you're keeping on that. No! A New Power is Rising in this card. What? This is kind of crazy. Okay, there is definitely something that I'm missing from here. I'm not seeing everything. Anyway, one eye is allocated. I'm curious to see also for the players after my report, if only if you want to, you're in no shape or form whatsoever obliged to do so, but if you want, you can post some of the reasoning in the comments of this video about the strategies regarding some points in the game where my reaction was more like standard, like surprised, because I don't see this very often. So 3 more eyes allocated and only 1 movement for the Fellowship, which is okay because I guess you just want to get to Karak versus 4 eyes, so I think that's a perfectly fine choice. But we start mastering more in Lorien, which I completely What about instead sending to war the dwarves? Are you afraid of potentially cards like yeah, maybe you're potentially afraid of cards like I don't know, what's the name of them? The Black Captain Commands, or yeah, the other one that allows to attack with the Nazgul. So maybe yes, taking that into account, you want to reinforce Lorien. But okay, I think it's I don't know. I would consider also sending to war the dwarves and then starting to recruit with them. I don't know. I guess either choices are good. Nothing. It doesn't make too much of a difference. But yes, the Shadow moves into Old Forest Wood and Amber. Good. We have some mastering done into Woodland Realm. Makes sense. Woodland Realm is attacked. Totally. And now we have the Eagles coming in. First, 3 people's faction. Absolutely makes sense. And now we have not on anybody's sides, which is interesting because actually in this case it makes sense. Gandalf is not in play, so you need to use a Will of the West. So Woodland Realm is pretty much screwed potentially. But I wonder about the dwarves. Is it gonna be good as well? Because I guess this card is gonna be discarded pretty soon. We're gonna see. And it draws into Storms of Caribbean thanks to the Witch King ability of redrawing. Savedbyhim pass. We have additional spiders played. Now the Fellowship moves. It's not hit. Very good. Then Voodoo Realm is attacked, which makes sense. With a strategy card, I guess you're going with that Reserve at this point. Again, are you interested in Strongly Guard? Would be, or maybe you want to use the Masters of Long Planned War, for sure. As a 3 people player, what you're playing here, I don't know. Maybe you could play No Quarter from Help Unlooked For, but maybe you want to keep it for something more juicy. Now we go for No Quarter, and we have indeed the Masters of a Long Planned War, and we have 2 hits from the Shadow player, and we have 1+1 hit from the 3 people's player. Is the press, and we go into another strategy card, which at this point I think it's gonna be like Strongly Guarded with that Reserve. No cards for the 3 people player, makes sense. And now we have our 3 hits and 2 hits back. Okay, so Wooden Realm is conquered, but doesn't look so good at this very moment for the Shadow player on the dual line. You really need to bring in those Southern Eastern and bring in the strength of Horde from the east. Let's see what is going to happen. And now I can imagine, ooh, no. Okay. I was pretty much sure we would have seen the dwarves going towards war, but instead... Okay, maybe this is the reason the 3 people play. Saying, sure, I can bring the dwarves into war right now, but then at the same time, you are applying as the Shadow player an anti-Gandalf strategy, and therefore, like, I'm not gonna see my Gandalf popping into Fangorn anytime soon, defending that region with the Ents. So, given that, I probably better defend the Rohan region on the Helm's Deep, and at the same time providing some protection on Erebor. Because at the beginning of the next round, the Shadow... I mean, this makes sense actually. The more I think about it, this makes more sense. Because there is no way the Shadow player is going to attack Erebor with that weak army. So it's going to have all the time in the world, the 3 people player, to just prepare himself for the siege of Erebor and at the same time protecting Rohan, especially given the anti-Gandalf strategy used by the Shadow player. So, okay, no, upon reflection it makes perfect sense. And now we see, yes, because the Barrow's die is gone, we see Gothmog appearing in Minas Morgul. Perfect. And we go into the 5th turn of this semi-final game. We see for the 3 people player the union of all our strengths as a faction card, and the House of the Stewards, and the Last Battle as strategy card. Whereas for the Shadow player we see Cool Weather, nice, Ill Trolls, also very nice, and as a faction card we see the Children of Ungoliant. Now, given this situation, I think that I would be prone to discard her own offspring as a faction card. Whereas for the 3 people player, for the faction card, I would probably consider discarding... It's a tough one. This is a tough one. March of the Ants? Oh no, let's see. No, but Death to the Forgor is discarded by the Shadow player, okay. And the strength, the union for all our strength is discarded by the 3 people player. Okay, I don't know, I like that card, because with that card I can pivot to another strategy at any point of the game. It's like, okay, because now I don't know what the 3 people play, the Shadow player is doing, so at the moment I have no idea. Maybe discard this card as March of the Ants, because I can clearly see that probably the Ants are not gonna join the party anytime soon, but this does not impede me in the future to pivot to the Ants strategy by redrawing that card from the discard pile. Don't know. Maybe, but maybe what I'm saying doesn't make any sense, because at the end of the day you already have your two options for defending both Edoras or yeah, okay, makes sense. But maybe you need the two times rates of fear for Gondor. I don't know. I would have kept the I would have discarded probably March of the Ants. But anyway, Fellowship is okay. Fellowship is okay. Is it okay, the Fellowship? Why not maybe declaring in Carol? I don't get this. But anyway, one eye allocated, one eye, extra eye is rolled, and we have got this roll from the Fellowship, which is good. Maybe an extra movement would have been better, but okay. And we started right away by bringing the dwarves to war, makes perfect sense. Storms of Crebain is played. Yes, absolutely. Let's see what we're going to draw. And we draw into Grond. Okay, interesting. And now the Fellowship moves. Are we going to use Storms? Now, yes, okay, not bad. I guess you can use... Because it's always tricky to use Storms of Crebain. Because I like to use it if I don't draw any good cards. I like to use it while entering into Mordor to potentially get a reveal into Morannon. If after playing my Cool Weather, after playing my Nazgul Strike or the Nazgul Search, all this stuff, I like to play that one in that occasion. Still makes sense to play it here. Right. Yes. And even if you draw a reveal tile, it makes it's good because you still have one ring, but you also have a character result, so that you can pivot the Witch King again on the region with the revealed Fellowship. So maybe this is the good time to do it. Probably. Let's see. And the Fellowship is it twice, and we have a 3. Tough one. The Fellowship has not played, by the way, so far. The 2 extra tile of Smeagol, maybe intentionally, because we're not interested in getting more. Maybe we want to prioritize the speed at this point. We think we're good with the corruption. We would like to have a Strider as soon as possible. I can understand that logic as well. Especially having Bilbo's Song and Axe and Bow in hand, yes. And indeed we take Smeagol, and Strider is Guide. And we shall get it gets into play. Now, Southern and Eastern gets towards war. I think I would also consider, but okay, if the Shadow player is really playing a strategy anti-Gandalf, it makes sense to do what they're doing. I think it still makes sense. You really need to bring those forces to, yes, this is what you need to do. You need to do something about the Erebor situation, especially now. Don't let the 3 people play brief too much on the dual line. Here we go. 3 people play passes. Southern and Eastern, they go to war. And now we get some movements into East Rune. I think you could have left maybe a regular behind in North Rune, because maybe doing another movement with your army, because you're gonna lose a regular for nothing. Yeah. And here we see one regular of dwarves recruited into Iron Hills, and a leader into Erebor. Makes sense. We see the Corsairs entering play. More Eagles join the action. Oh, okay. No Horde from the east. I wonder. I mean, you had enough attacks to put Erebor under siege without passing from Dale. So, I don't know. Okay, interesting. I found this interesting. And with the second movement, we see the army from Ambar moving to western Arundel. Now, Eomer is played, which makes sense. Your hand is full, you want to get rid of some good cards, and yeah, Fellowship is relatively doing fine. You want to play Axe and Bow at some point, for sure. But yeah, why not? Eomer, let's go. Makes sense. And now we have the Nazgul Strike. Okay, so, oh right. So the Shadow Plague is pivoting the action of the Witch King into the Veil of Canaan because he has Grond in hand and he wants to finish the duel line fast. I respect that approach. I think it makes total sense. Yeah, I agree with it. And we see some extra Nazgul put in the same region of the Witch King. Makes sense. Now we draw for the Witch King. Okay, we will do that later. Theoretically, it should be the first thing to be done, but okay, I guess it doesn't matter too much. The Fellowship is hit once, and it's a 1. At this point, you just take 1 point of corruption, and we draw into Mogul's Wound. Nice. And then some extra mastering of an elite into Erebor, and here we see Dale attacked. I mean, I don't like too much the attack into Dale because really this sends the why not attacking from Iron Ears? Like you really don't want to have the North at war at this point. Like that's very dangerous. That's very dangerous, especially in Lorne with cards like Rangers of the North or stuff like that. I don't know. I wouldn't create much more complication on the duel line. I will go for the Ironians, but okay, sure. No cards. 2 hits from the Shadow player, very good. No hits. 1 hit back from the Free People's player. And North is at war. And we go into the 7th round. The Shadow player draws into Give It To Us. And wait. I didn't see the strategy card. What was the strategy card? It was a great winged creatures. Okay, and it was discarded. I think it makes sense. And then we get as a faction card we get. Did we draw the faction card? Because I thought Children of Ungoliant was the last one, last turn. Yes, okay, it got Servants of Sauron, which is discarded, again, total sense to me. And the Free People player drew into Smeagol, Alp's Nice Master, Faramis Rangers, and in Swift Lines, which is very good. Very good. I think you need in Swift Lines. I think at this point you need to discard much of the hands. I'm gonna repeat this one. I think this is the correct approach. Oh no. Maybe, okay, given the position, maybe this is the reason why also the Fellowship didn't declare before. Because probably they want to have the Fellowship kind of closer to Fangor in order to separate a companion. Does it make sense? Because if you're in Karok, does it make it? I think it makes no difference if you're in Karok. I would have declared in Karok. I don't see why that didn't happen. Even for separate a companion to Fangor, I think that makes no difference at all. Maybe there is something else that I'm not seeing. For sure. Yeah. I think you want to get rid of March of the Ants at this point. Let's see. Father of the Trees. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's still an end card. One eye is put in the hand. The Gothmog guide is also lost, which is kind of unfortunate. No more extra eye rolled, and now we have this roll for the Free People player, which is again not bad at all. I think right now what you want to do. Do not reinforce into Erebor. Keep that hybrid die to potentially defend Helm's Deep or Gondor. You could potentially crown Aragorn this turn. Wait, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can potentially crown Aragorn this turn. Are you going to do that? Let's see. Let's see what happens. Not yet. We see a movement because the possibility of moving the Fellowship with only one eye is like juicy, and for sure Savedbyhim took it. The fellowship is not hit. And now... we use the Dunadan ability. This is the alternative version of Strider. Very interesting. So Savedbyhim must be the second player I've ever met who uses the alternative version of Strider in LOM, because another one is a famous Italian player, is Mole, who has won, he has come second, no, he's not won, but he's come second vice champion of the World Championship for base game. He also loves playing in LOM with Strider Dunadan. So, interesting. Hill Trolls played in Woodland Realm, yes. Faramis Rangers is played, which makes sense again. Yes. We have forces amassing in South Ithilien and in Dale. Fellowship passes. Then Erebor is attacked. Absolutely. And now we're sending, yes, we are sending the King of Gondor. 4 plus 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, absolutely. King of Gondor sent to Minas Tirith. There we go. And now Gilead is attacked from West Arundel. We have, yes, okay, it's the strategy call to battle cards for the Corsairs, which allows him potentially to take armies both from Nirarad, like 2 extra regulars from Nirarad or from South Ithilien. I love that card, I really love it, I think it's very underestimated. And then we have 1 hit, right, and 1 hit back. And then okay, it's not going to use the card. I think it makes sense. You're going to lose a Corsairs only for that. I think in this instance, this card was placed just to bait a potential scouts from the free people player. Yes, you don't want to use it right now because I think you value more the possibility to press 1 time more into siege thanks to the extra Corsair than to bring 2 extra regulars, which are gonna come there anyway. So, and there is the press into Gilead. The army of Gilead retreats into Minas Tirith. The free people, the Aragon is crowned and probably is gonna put under siege, but that doesn't matter at all. We're gonna use the ring to put under siege Minas Tirith, but that is of no concern for the free people player because we have the Paths of the Dead, which allows the free people player to just move outside of siege Aragon into Erech and forming a nice army of the dead with 3 units. And I think he's gonna do that right now, because if he's going to use that master result in order to do that, then he can put in this round already, thanks to the remaining faction event die, an army of the dead composed by 4 elements already in Erech, which is quite fast. But no, we're not gonna do in that turn. No, we want to use the master and the army die for something else. But okay, 3 are 3 dead. They appear in Erech, which is still good. We're gonna master some more as the shadow player, some more spiders, and then we will give a ring to move a second time the fellowship. Okay, because you're saying there are not so many opportunities to move a fellowship with such low eyes in the hand pool, which makes sense, but the fellowship unfortunately is it, and it's a 1 reveal. And we go to 3 points of corruption, and we are revealed in Southern Romania. And now we bring in Saruman at this point, because I think you're gonna need some gas. Now, going into the 8th turn of this semi-final match, 3 people player gets the House of Glorfindel, Glorfindel, I don't know what's the correct pronunciation, Horn of Gondor, and by chance or by foresight. I think That's an interesting one. Well, it's coming handy. Horn of Gondor is definitely very, 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 very nice. I think you want to discard the House of the Stewards, most likely. And as shadow player, we have Orc Patrol, Denethor's Folly, and Wild Hillman. Now, I think I would go and discard her own offspring. I mean, you don't really need that much at this point, I would say. I would think. I don't know. Let's see. And the other card I would discard is... Oh boy. I mean, I really want all these character cards. I want all of them. I really don't know. Probably I would discard Denethor's Folly, even though it looks quite thematic for what's going on. I would probably discard it. And Wild Hillman is discarded, and the House of the Stewards is discarded, and then Denethor's Folly is gone. Yes, makes sense to me. One in the hunt pool, one more rolled, and we have this very yeah, that's not good. That's not good for the 3 people player. That's not good. Yeah. Okay, at least we can master some dwarves into Iron Ears. How many dwarves are left into the enforcement pools? Okay, 1 elite and 1 regular. We are gonna have to wait for potential draw into Dane Ironfoot's guard. Iron Ears is attack from the Witch King, makes sense. No cards. We have our 2 hits, we need an extra more, but okay, and no bags. And so, okay. 1 regular here left alone in the Vale of Carnan for the dwarves. We see now some recruitment in Karok. Yes, that was I was feeling. Now, like this looks the perfect time to recruit like a stupid, crazy army into Karok, which can be a potential danger for the future. Yeah, that's why I was concerned by that move. And we see some recruitment in the North Dunland, in the North Rune. Makes sense. Morgul's Wound is played. Yes, totally. Corruption goes to 5. I wonder if you... No, I mean, I was wondering, do you want to move the Witch King on the Fellowship right now? I think you can wait. You can wait another round. You're good like this. Horn of Gondor is played. Never mind. We get a new version of the Witch King. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Who knows? Maybe it's the right approach. And now we're gonna put an extra Deadman in Eric. Erebor is attacked. The strategy card is gonna be Deadly Strife. Given the situation in Karok, I don't know, but okay. I understand. I mean, especially with that, it's very strong. The army inside of Erebor. I don't know. I wouldn't go with Deadly Strife probably at this point. But anyway, and we have a Daylight. So I guess the 3 people player is gonna play Daylight. Yes, of course. This is what happens, and we get 3 hits for the shadow player. Okay, not bad. And 5 hits from the 3 people. That hurts. Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah. And now all of a sudden the dew line not so great, huh? And we draw into at least the shadow gathers, which is nice. More mastering done in Karok, makes sense. At this point we have Children of Ungoliant played perfect, especially since the Fellowship is revealed. Yes, 1 point of corruption. We got to see. Can he? Yes, I guess he can play the Crown of Gondor. Yes, successful art, exactly. So Horn of Gondor is gone, but I think it makes sense. I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe I would have kept Horn of Gondor for a potential Fall Thing from the Deep later on. Yeah, okay, who knows. But maybe it makes sense to use it right now. Also, why is bombing the guide? Like, I would have... Oh, is it? Yeah, this is the son of Denethor. I wonder, like, is Legolas the alternative version? Because otherwise, Boromir has to be the guide. Because otherwise, I would put Legolas as the guide. Most likely. Let's see. The mastering in Karok keeps going on. No news on that front. We keep mastering in Northrune. Now we understood that's gonna be like a very hot spot of Middle-earth. And now we get our regular in Lamedon, which makes total sense, especially against Corsairs or shenanigans like that, and an extra leader in Karok. And now we play, I wonder, maybe now instead of playing this card, I would have probably, given the situation, like, Lorien does not look good. Lorien does not look good. The dual line is gonna be very, very difficult. Also now, Order of the East is gone. Do I want to simply put the Witch King on top of the Fellowship and just like punish corruption while the Fellowship as much as I can? I have evil things, and I have his evil. His will is evil, so I can potentially draw 2 extra tiles. I also have Orc Patrols. I would consider punishing the Fellowship at this point, corruption-wise, and defend my own, strongholds as a shadow player. Tough. I don't know. Let's see. Now we go into the 9th round, and the shadow player gets the ring is mine, fighting Uruk-hais, and death to the Forgotten. Kaz keeps coming back, and we get the Dark Door. We will Supreme Master più veloci is faster than... No, I don't remember. It's the card, like, it's not quite, but the other card that allows, from base game, that allows 3 people player to bring companions inside a besieged stronghold, potentially. And Celeborn's Galadriel. Celeborn's Galadriel, just for the daylight effect, super nice. But that's, sorry, I'm so stupid, guys. That's why Legolas was not put as the guide of the Fellowship, because we have axe and bow, of course. It makes sense. Makes absolutely sense. What are we discarding? I don't know. I mean, I like the Swift Lines. I really like his Swift Lines. Maybe I would discard by chance or by Foxside. I don't know. Why? Yes. Yes, by chance or by Foxside is eliminated. Now we get 1 eye allocated and 1 extra eye gold, and we have our Will of the West. Now, for sure, this round we're gonna see. I mean, for sure, never knows, but Gandalf. We're gonna see Elrond. Fellowship hidden, potentially. Yeah. Gandalf appears in Fangorn immediately. That's a must. And now we have extra Saffron and Eastern Elise mastered in Northrune. Would the faction die work for discarding not on anybody's side? That's interesting. I'm not sure. Let's figure it out. Yeah, they say that probably doesn't work. I honestly don't know. I should check the almanac for that. I don't remember. We have an extra regular put into Dol Guldur and in Moria. It makes sense. You have to consider also the potential 3 people military victory at this point. Not on anybody's side. It is discarded by the 3 people player with the event card. Makes sense. Event die, sorry. More, wow, more Mumakil mastered in Northrune. Pass, and now we have Shadows Gather, and we get not Shadow Gathers, sorry, it's Shadow, yes, this is Shadow Gathers. I think they misread this card. I think there is an illegal here. Theoretically should have been just the army from North Room maybe directly into Erebor, but this card does not allow to move 2 armies from 2 regions. Ah, yes, I think they realize this right now. And okay, they just bring the army into Erebor. Perfect. An extra eagle is recruited in Eagle's Eye. Yeah, this dual line is not gonna be nice, for sure. Let's see. Erebor, and we see no cards, which I think makes complete sense. And we see 1 eagle used to protect it. We get 1 hit, and we get 3 hits back. Okay, so far so good. Stop, makes sense. 1 extra elite in Karok. My god, these Northmen, they're very strong. Erebor is attacked again. We're gonna see an assault versus a daylight. Yes, very nice. 3-6. My god, by the shadow player. Wow. Wow. This is very nice. This is game changer kind of stuff. Yes. And we get no hits back. No. We're gonna get some 1, 2 hits back. Okay. And now you're gonna use, it's gonna take 2 hits and we get 1 extra hit and that's gone. Erebor is gone. Wow, easier than what I would have expected. Very nice. And we cycle into threats and promises. Okay. Aaron is put into play and now we have extra mastering in Mount Gundabag and in Dol Guldur. Makes sense. And now Fellowship is gonna hide and we're gonna play Evil Things. Yep. Definitely, and Evil Things is gonna do a 3. Yeah, that sucks. And we're gonna lose Boromir, 1 point of corruption. We get Legolas. Ooh, at the beginning of the 9th turn, sorry, this was the 8th turn, I think I said it before 9th turn. In the beginning of 9th turn, we get 3 rings to the Elven Kings and Fear-Fighting Foes. And the Stone of Eric. Very interesting. What are we getting rid of here? I don't know. I really don't know. A part of me wants to get rid of speed greater than any wind. I mean, this card for bringing 1 companion into a besieged stronghold. But now it can be quite important, right? Maybe House of Glorfindel, something like that. Maybe. And the shadow players draws into dreadful spells and the Shadow of Dol Guldur and what was the... his will is evil. And he gets rid of threats and promises. I think it makes sense. Yes, I would do the same at this point. Let's see what happens for the... Yes, he gets rid of that card, of the fast card, the 3 people play. He needs to get rid also of a faction card. Stone of Eric, maybe at this point. Who knows? Maybe no, maybe no. I don't know. In Swift Lines. Okay. I don't know. I love that card. I like to keep it, but anyway. 1 eye in the hand pool. No more roll. This is a good opportunity for the people player. Yes, this is a very nice opportunity. And only 1 master. Potentially 2 with the Elven Ring. Are you going for military victory as the 3 people play? I think you need to start to consider that possibility. Let's see what happens. We have a character, the Fellowship is moved. It's a 6, eaten, 0 reveal. Damn, that's not good. Revealed in no man's land. We're gonna give the Heron die ring. We're gonna get back the character die. And then we have his will, his evil. And we get evil things. Again, back in the hand, makes complete sense. So, okay, a bit messy. Sure. And then what happens? Okay, axe and bow is put into play. they have some problems that they cannot see the faction card just drawn, which is Evil Things. Do I get to see it? No, indeed I cannot see it. This is strange. Like no, wait, Evil Things is here. I don't know, something messed up. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't know, something is strange. That card should not be there, apparently. I don't know, I'm not sure. Let's see. Ah, it was the Shadow of Dol Guldur. Yes, for some reason he had some problem, yes. Okay, I'm back. Axe and bow, and now we get some movement of Nazguls to defend Dol Guldur, I guess. Ah, because we want to use, for sure, Shadows of Dol Guldur. Why not bring in also the Witch King? One extra regular, why not? Or maybe the extra Nazgul from Erebor. Who knows? All Forest Road is attacked, no card, no card. It's 1 hit. No hits back. Yeah, this is not a funny situation. Yeah, I like this move, but then at the same time, mate, you have to be careful, because if you're going to attack that army and it can retreat into the narrows of the forest, that's bad. That's bad. Woodland Realm is attacked. And now we get Old Forest Road. Woodland Realm is attacked. No card, no card. There we get the hits, 1 hit back. Okay, of course, we take back some victory points for the 3 people player, that's nice. We attack the Wooden Realm, retreats under siege, okay, at least that went well. We get a regular in Karak and a regular in Palagi, okay. There's then some reinforcement in Mount Gundabad, okay. Fellowship Heights. We get Evil Things again, there we go, and it's an eye, which is lucky, but okay. And now the Fellowship moves with, I guess, only 1 eye, but it's a 6, my god, this is very painful, my god. Let's see what happens. This is a shoe. Like, you need to take Axe and Bow and then a random. Ah, no, it just takes 1 point of corruption. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Yeah, you go to 7. Yes, absolutely. Cool weather, of course. And now we get the ants in, and with the last die, we get some movements from Erebor into Dale. Yeah. This dual line was tough. But I guess you could have seen that since the beginning, especially with Gimli out. Going into the 10th round, we lose also Elrond's die, and the Shadow player gets the Shilow's power, nice, as a faction card, then the Leadless Eye and the Shadow Lengthens, very nice. 3 people player gets by chance or by foresight, again, the Long Battle, ooh, interesting, and the Spirit of Mordor. Long Battle can be very interesting, and I guess here as the Shadow player, the 3 people player, you get rid of by chance or by foresight, nothing changed from before. You needed to get rid also of another card there, and yes, the House of Glorfindel makes sense to get rid of, yeah. 1 eye in the ant box, no more eye rolled, and then we get this, well, okay, this roll for the 3 people player, which is, I think it's nice. Like you can get yeah, it's very nice. I don't dislike it. No hits. The gates are closed. Comes in, pass, and then we get his, of course, his will is evil. We get the evil things back again. I love when this happens, because it has happened to me, for example, versus Spartaco, another Italian player. In one of our first WOME games, we were idolizing so much the strategy, corruption strategy, specifically through spiders, and it was so effective, and I think it's showing its effectiveness also in this game, because it's still keeping pressure on the Fellowship, and at the same time it's keeping military pressure on the victory points, so I think this is very beautiful. Three people play passes. We get evil things. Let's see. It's another eye. I cannot believe this. Like, what were the chances of that? It's very low chances. Okay, maybe not that low, but like, okay. Yeah. Long battle played on Minas Tirith. We get rid of the Corsairs and we get to draw another character card, which is Galadriel's Mirror of Galadriel, and then some more mastering in Mount Gundabad, some Deadman in Erech, and now we get some downlandings. Okay. Things happening all over the place. We get another movement. It's it again, the Fellowship, or the one reveal, and now you're gonna go random, I guess. No, you're gonna take 1 point of corruption. I guess these are the alternative Hobbits. That's why it's not taking random. I think these are the alternative Hobbits. So 1 point of corruption. We get into Morannon revealed, and we start with the gates are closed, and with the gates are closed is a 2 by Legolas, and now we have the Morannon tile, which is a 0 reveal. Okay, but still, Fellowship is like, it's in painful conditions. I would probably use already 3 rings from the Elven Kings. Then yeah. We see some movements into Eagle's Eye and over the Woodland Realm. We get Smeagol Harvestland's Master, yes. Then Karok from Eagles, from Eagle's Eye. No cards, no hits. There is the press, okay. And now we get we draw into another character card, but is the Western Way, not helpful at this point. Maybe Daring Defiance is cool for Lorien, sure. The Power of Shelob is played. Yes, and we get an extra Shelob tile in there, and then we play 3 rings to the Elven Kings, and we get 1 ring back, which is the Gandalf die. Okay, sure. And then we get the ring is mine inside the hand pool, which is a very thin hand pool. It's kind of crazy. And then we get into at the beginning of this 11th turn. This is the hand pool, not the best. And we get Wind from the West, Swords of Eriador, and another Rites of Fear for the 3 people player, and for the shadow player we get Falfing from the Deep, Half-Orcs and Goblin Man, and Servants of Sauron. 2 extra dice put into the hand box. This is the role of the Fellowship. You're gonna start by hiding for sure. You want to defend Morannon and Minas Morgul. I like the reasoning there. Stone of Erech is played. Yes, what are you going to do at this point? Are you going to master some... I mean, Gondor doesn't look like it's gonna be... You can defend very well with the Stone of Erech, and also with the Dark Door you can defend very well Rohan, thanks to Desmond. The North, I think the reinforcements are pretty much gone. Yeah, you have a bunch of regulars, but okay. What else? Like the elves, maybe not that interesting except of Rivendell. But okay, yeah. I think it makes sense to play this card here. And now we have an attack into forts, which is kind of crazy actually. Why are you attacking forts like that? Okay, actually I think I see the reasoning. I think you want to bring the army from Lorien into Forts of Eisen thanks to Shadow Lengthens. I think that's what you want to give up on Lorien. There's no way you're gonna take it. And combine the army, like it's even more reasonable to go for Helm's Deep despite the presence of the heads. So maybe this is the reason. Let's see. No, okay, he changes his mind. He decides to attack Rosgobel from Kark, which I think makes sense. You have to be careful about the card. How's it called? Rangers of the North. No car, we get 1 hit, no hits back. Yes, so now the North should not be a problem. Now the situation on the dual line should be stabilized, but boy oh boy if it cost you. And now Rohan gets Mortal as War. We get a free Deadman in Erech. And then we get some other movements of armies, one from Karok into the Old Forest Road, and from Nero Rad in Umbar to protect Umbar, makes sense. Some other musterings, yeah, you have to be careful now with those deadmans about Amber, because it can be easily taken. It can be easily taken. Easily. And also maybe you have to be careful, I mean, about Orthanc, because those deadmen like can easily take also Orthanc. We get the Mouth of Sauron in, and then we put some more ants, makes sense. And now Deadful Spell played on Wooden Realm, we get 1 hit, okay. Minas Morgul is attacked. Yes. Oh, I like this one. I like this move. I was going so fast through, because now this has been already quite a long battle report. It's been like 1 hour and 16 minutes. Like I wanted to fasten things, but I missed this opportunity for the people player of just attacking Minas Morgul, because like, okay, then you can attack back from South Ithilien, but be careful, because I could potentially have a scout and I can retreat into Gorgoroth, and then using a ring I can go into Barad-dûr for free, which by the way he has scouts, so no Swarm of Bats for the Shadow player. But Alforx Goblinman is played very nice, played by raginhari to defend the Minas Morgul, that makes sense, and now we have Winds from the West getting rid of we should get it. Yeah, and Minas Morgul is attacked in a sortie, no cards, and we have, oh no, that was the problem, no. And we have Scout away into Gorgoroth, oh yo. That was the problem. Okay, going into the 12th round, I think, we get for the 3 people player Challenge of the King, and another scout, the red arrow, and another by chance or by foresight. And for the shadow player we get the lure of the ring, monster roused, and a huge hand horrible. Fellowship is okay, they hit the last round, 1 eye allocated, 2 extra eyes rolled, not a great roll, especially for taking back, no, this is very unfortunate for the shadow player. Oh my god. Okay, now you're immediately taking Barad-dûr and moving into, yeah, I can already see where this is going. This is gonna be 3 people military victory. You can take back Barad-dûr, and you can, using the Army of the Dead and the Dark Door, attacking into Orthanc, and maybe not even using the Dark Door, like just with the March of the Ants, like it's gonna be probably enough. We're gonna see. Now a ring is used to bring armies from North Dunland to South Dunland, and from Nurn to Gorgoroth. Okay, but okay, it's very tight. It's very tight on Barad-dûr. Okay, roll on to war, and we recruited the last deadman. My god, these deadmans are very scary. And you have so many options, I think. You can also consider going for Amber as well. Now the Shadow Lanterns is played to go into Orthanc and to go get the army from South Ithilien into Minas Morgul. Nice, but you still need... but you have 3 attacks, of course, because of the Mouth of Sauron. So you can get back potentially Barad-dûr. Okay, very nice. 1, 2, 3. Yes, you can. Absolutely. This is good news. 3 people player passes, and he attacks Barad-dûr like that. Okay, makes sense. Yes, okay, why not? For sure. Stone of Eric is gone. Now the 3 people moves. It's Shelob. My god, this is painful. It's a chew. And what version was it of? Yes, these are the alternative companions. These are the alternative hobbits. I also personally prefer them compared to base, but in this particular situation they're not the best choice. With any other tile, if we look at the hand pool, with any tile except the red tiles, they were perfect. These hobbits were perfect, but okay, unfortunately this happened. Always red tile is always better. Like what you're going to do about it. So the Fellowship is gonna take 2 points of corruption. We are at 10 points of corruption. Right, and now we're gonna attack Barad-dûr. No cards, no hits. Okay, and no hits back, and then next attack you're forced to use. You need to draw some strategy cards, good strategy cards, and then you need to take. You really need to take Barad-dûr. There is no question about it. We have the Dark Door is played, very nice. Why character cards? I would draw strategy. I would really draw strategy. Okay, I mean, I guess this card is very good as well. This is the lore of the lore of the Elven Rings, and the Fear of the Master is exactly what you want to take Barad-dûr. So in this case, it was very nice. Rites of Fears, and there we go, and we go into yes, we are going to attack Orthanc. Now let's see what happens. No hits on the first attack. Ouch, this is painful. Second attack, 3 hits. Okay, this is better, much better. Again with the attack, 1 hit. Okay, again 1 hit. Oi, not the best, not the best. And then another hit, yes, and now I think you get the last attack. It is 2 hits, and they get to destroy completely Orthanc, precisely. Oh my god, this is amazing stuff. And Aragorn joins the army in the Force of Isen. This is so epic. Now, Barad-dûr needs... Yeah, you need to take Barad-dûr. Like, you could potentially maybe master in Orthanc, but for sure the 3 people player is gonna take it. For sure, 100%. So, at this point you really need to take Barad-dûr, and you have 2 extra attacks in order to do it. Fears of the Master, let's go, this is pretty much done. Okay, yeah. 1 hit is done, 1 hit back, yeah. Yes, it's taken. Orthanc, we go to 2 military victory points. And now giant spiders are... we bring in other giant spiders. The Dunlendings are not dead when Saruman is out of play. Yeah, exactly. And now we move the army in Western Net into the Eastern Net. Oh, yeah. You have to be careful about that. And now we get... oh, let's see what happens. Foul Thing from the Deep. It's an eye. I cannot believe this. Only eyes drawn for the Shadow player. Oh, this is so unlucky. And we go to the 13th round. And we get for the Shadow player... Shadow player gets a big fleet together with Nazgul Search and the Return of the Witch King, and the 3 people players get the Great Company, Power to Greater, and what else? And you get you only need wings, I guess. Yes, this is what he drew this round. And he gets rid of Swords of Eredor. Okay, and you don't want to get rid of the Great Company for sure. You want to keep it, and you also want to keep Challenge of the King and potentially Bible's Song. And I don't know, this is stuff what you're getting rid of. My 2 options are potentially either Heroic Death or Shield Wall with Fear-Fire Foes. I will probably maybe get rid of Fear-Fire Foes. Let's see. No, you need to get rid of one. And the Shadow player gets rid of Nazgul Search, okay, and Huge and Horrible, which kind of makes sense. I mean, I would have kept that card, especially for defending Dol Guldur. I would probably got rid of something else, like, I don't know, Servants of Sauron at this point. And yes, Fear-Fire Foes is gone. Fellowship was okay, 1 eye in the outpool, 4 extra eye roll for sure. The fellow, I mean, with the 2 Hobbit, you don't fear that kind of stuff, but I think now you really have to go for military victory and really hope for that. Now, shadow player can potentially only master once in there before it's put under siege. Can you combine like you are 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks potentially? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is tough. This is a very tough call. This is a very tough call to make. Anyway, 3 people players goes into Western Brownlands and Etanmoors. Yes, move your army. Yes, to try to get there makes total sense. And then we have Dol Guldur is attacked. We go under siege. Then we get other movements. Let's see. A ring is given to attack Dol Guldur. In this case, we see. The shadow uses this call to battle card. And we get why starting with this one? No, they started with no cards. Okay, sorry. And it was using this card to defend, which you can, but you're gonna get rid of. Yeah, I mean, I guess why not? Why not at this point? So we have one hitter from the 3 people player, and no hits back. No hits back from Raginhari. So Dol Guldur is conquered. Dol Guldur is put under siege from the Witch King. You sure not from Western Brownlands? Pretty sure. And now we have you only need wings. No, you're gonna bring Gandalf. My God. For sure. You lose the hands, but this is a very good move, especially with the eagles. Oh my God. Yeah, this is pretty much it. We play, yes, I guess does not function. Yeah, he plays a Runner Offspring. Okay, probably will not play it, and he uses 1 ring to attack Dol Guldur, and this is the last chance. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Gandalf shines for sure. We can expect that. Starts with Swarm of Bats and against Brave Stand. Yes, now we get 2 hits from the shadow player. Not bad. I'm happy with the start. Oh, 4 hits back from the 3 people. My God, this is painful. Okay, and what we draw into? We draw into many kings to the service of Mordor. And now we go character card. Yeah, I think you want to play Lord of the Ring for sure, but I mean it's kind of dangerous because of the eagles. This is why it's dangerous. I mean, I guess you cannot play Desperate Battle because it's very desperate in this case. So I don't know. But okay, no eagles. We instead see Sudden Strike. We see. Okay, sorry, I did not see that card. Words of Power. But okay, let's see with the Sudden Strike. Yeah, 2 hits. This is painful. And Raginhari gets 0 hits and 4 hits back. Okay, this game is over. It's GG. There's no way you're gonna win. Yeah. Raginhari underlines that the skill of Savedbyhim in this game is very impressive. Savedbyhim replies that this was an exciting game, worthy of a semi-final one for sure, I think. Well played. Yeah, this was a crazy game. Very intense, 13 game, ended up in a 3 people military victory. Very, very nice. It was so interesting. There was so much stuff to analyze, and probably at some point I said something wrong, or like never mind, like not everything was correct, but I tried to do the best I could. Yeah, my God, this I was thinking about it while watching this game, that you really have to be careful. Also, I don't know, because there is something about only strategy, only corruption strategy in LOME plus WOME game that I don't buy too much, because you really need to be sure to end the fellowship with corruption, because after a while the free people player will get enough deadmen and ants into play, and at that point it doesn't matter how big is your shadow army. When you get in a situation like that, it's the free people player that dictates the pace of the game, and then like the military victory, like it's not given, but like it becomes much more plausible. So I guess I don't know, like I don't like it, none of these players has done, like raginhari did not do this. Actually, I liked the approach of raginhari of keeping military pressure. I think that was a very nice idea, because the alternative is yes, okay, I attack your the fellowship on and on and on, but then if you don't put enough military pressure around and you just let the free people players to get all their ends or all their raids, deadmen, sorry, and then the option for military victory for the free people player becomes much more plausible. So I think also in LOME plus WOME it's necessary for the shadow player to keep some military pressure, absolutely necessary. But okay, this is personal opinion. Thanks very much for raginhari and Savedbyhim to share with me this game. I hope that my English commentary is somehow understandable. And I invite everybody to have a discussion about this semi-final game from the first World Championship of WOME here in the description, here in the comments of this video, if you have any opinions or not, also from the players. Thanks again for watching this video, and we will see each other next time. Bye bye.